It don't make no sense. Being a black man in America, yeah. I did not think I would be going through something like this. We're talking about a timeline of delay. We're going to be talking about the home purchase experience of Alexander Varnado. This is a documented record of communications, requests, and decisions from April 20th all the way up until today, July 9th, 2026. All right, so what you're about to see is a day-by-day account of one home buyer's experience trying to close on a house, built entirely from emails, phone logs, and written correspondences. My goal today is simple. Walk through exactly what happened, when it happened, and we're going to let the pattern speak for itself. Why does this timeline matter? We have a record. Every date and time in this presentation is drawn directly from emails, call logs. This is not a recollection after the fact. A simple question is what we're going to keep in mind. What changed between a clean pre-approval and a last-minute reclassification? And when did the lender first know? Facts first. This presentation focuses on what happened, in the order it happened. We're going to let the pattern speak for itself. So the process started cleanly. Alexander Varnado reached out to First Horizon on April 20th and was pre-approved that same day, right? Then, with about 6 weeks, he was under contract. He had submitted the insurance documentation. He attended the required home buyer education courses. Nothing about this stage suggested any problem. He was approved for under 0% down interest for a first-time home buyer program, right? On June 25th, the underwriting team asked Alexander to explain why he's buying a home roughly 90 miles from his workplace. He responded the same way anyone would, with a letter explaining to his family ties. I don't know what more they want. Years of weekly visits, staying with relatives, and intend to establish a permanent home base to commute to work. June 26th, 4 days before he was about to close, they asked him to provide an updated record of his most recent deposit. He got a check from his job. They want him to confirm, upload that, show proof of funds. Watch how close these requests start to come together when the closing date starts to approach. It was supposed to close on June 30th, right? June 29th at 10:23 in the morning, the loan officer calls Alexander. The original motivation letter did not work. It didn't clarify that it would live in the home as your primary residence. So, the revised letter is submitted 20 minutes after the restating that the home will be his primary residence and that the community is manageable. Just hours after submitting the second letter, the closing attorney called with a different message. The closing schedule for the next day was being pushed back to the following week. No reason was given. This is the moment where the timeline starts feeling like an ordinary underwriting friction. Alexander's family was traveling for the 4th of July. This was supposed to be the first time he hosted them in his hometown. That's the moment he says he started to feel discriminated against. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity he had to host his first event. The bank took that away from him. The next day, the seller attorney confirmed that everything on the seller side was complete and had been for some time. This matters because it tells the delay wasn't coming from the transaction as a whole. It was isolated in the lender's own processing. So what's really going on here? July 1st, no closing occurred. The date came with no closing. Around this time, Alexander was asked yet another document, a letter from his employer confirming that he was approved to commute. This is also the point where he started insisting that all further communication happen by email, so there would be a specifically written record. Before then, the additional documents was only requested via phone call. So this is where the paper trail begins. We forwarded the requested employer letter. The employer responded confirming the arrangement. I want to highlight something here. At every single step in the process, Alexander responded to each new request the same day or the next. There is no gap on his end. No gaps. July 7th comes, silence. No communication from anyone. When he reached out, his own closing attorney didn't respond until nearly noon. And in that same window, he was asked once again to document a deposit, this time one from over 6 weeks earlier, from May 21st. Y'all see the pattern? Not yet. Brings us to July 9th, reclassification. 2 days later, he received the explanation. The loan officer told him that the home had been determined to be a second home rather than his primary home, which means he now will need to put 20% down instead of 0% that he was approved for. A little over an hour later, a different staff member emailed him to reiterate the same thing. But when Alexander tried calling back, no clarification. After that, nobody picked up. Here's the problem with that explanation. A second home classification by definition assumes that the buyer already owns a first primary residence. Alexander does not own another property. His current residence is being sold. He applied for and was approved for a program specifically designed for first-time home buyers. The classification he was given contradicts the very approval that he was started with. Here's the full timeline at a glance. A clean pre-approval in April, contract beginning in May, steady progress through early June, then 4 separate new requests packed into the final 2 weeks, 2 missed closings, and finally a reclassification that doesn't square with the facts of this situation. 7 weeks passed between Alexander's original pre-approval and this reclassification. 2 scheduled closings came and went without explanation. 4 separate documents were requested after he was already approved. Each one answered the same day or the next. What Alexander is asking now for a straightforward, complete written explanation and the underwriting policy that led to this decision. What do you think happened? Now let's take a look at some of these letters. All right, so we're going to start here. June 25th, 2026. Good morning. The borrower, to provide motivation letter on person at home so far away from work, approximately 90 miles, needs a little bit of information regarding distance from this home to work. What are his intentions? Remain employed with current employer and commute. So let's start from the top here. June 25th, 12:33. I responded regarding the distance regarding from my work for the new home. I am purchasing this property to be closer to my family in Mississippi. I intend to remain with my current employer and commute to work. On the weekends, I want my own place to stay when I visit them. That one was not good enough. Phone call. Can you rewrite another letter asking for more detail? Cool. I'm thinking this is all normal. 10 minutes later. Dear underwriting team, I'm writing this letter to provide context regarding the location of the property I am purchasing, which is located approximately 90 miles from my current place of employment. For several years, my life has been deeply rooted in the community where this property is located. My entire immediate and extended family resides there, and it is my long-standing routine to travel there every single weekend to spend time with them. Up to this point, I have been couch surfing, staying in spare bedrooms of various relatives during my weekly visits. While I am incredibly grateful for their hospitality, I have reached a point in my life where I need stability, independence, and a place to truly call my own. This property presents the perfect opportunity for me to establish my own roots in the area, have a permanent home base for my weekend stays, and finally be able to host family gatherings rather than always being the guest. Regarding my employment, I am fully committed to maintaining my current job. I plan to commute on the days I stay in Mississippi. Other days, I will continue to stay at my current address during the week. This home is a deeply meaningful milestone for me, combining a sound financial investment with vital connection to my family. Thank you for time, consideration, and assistance in helping me secure this. Sincerely, Alexander Varndo. They saying, based on this letter, we don't think it's going to be his primary residence. So they said, hey, can you send another one? June 29th, 10:43. To whom it may concern, I am writing to explain my decision to purchase a home approximately 90 miles from my place of employment. This home I am purchasing is located in my family's hometown where I have deep personal ties. My extended family lives in the area and my family has long-standing roots there. Purchasing a home in this community is important to me because it allows me to be closer to my family and establish my primary residence in the town my ancestors lived. Although the property is 90 miles from my workplace, I fully intend to commute to and from and work on a regular basis. I have carefully considered the community distance and confident that it is manageable and will not affect my ability to maintain my current employment. This home will be my primary residence and I am committed to fulfilling my employment responsibilities while enjoying the benefits of living closer to my family. Thank you for your consideration. If you need any additional information, please let me know. And then they responded July 1st. Good afternoon. We need an email or letter from your principal stating there's no issues commuting from your home to work in Coffeyville. Sincerely. I had to reach out to my principal to get him to email them to say that it's okay with him that I can commute. What is this? What is really going on, y'all? Did all of that, right? Got the letter to him submitted. And the last email that they sent me this morning, and I'm still waiting on the email. Still waiting on the email he was supposed to send, right? Blank asked me to send this message to you. Senior management reviewed your file and it was determined that the new house will be classified as a second home versus a primary residence, and the Home Star program is not available for you to purchase a second home. If you would still be able to purchase that home as a second home, but it would require 20% down payment versus the 100% financing of the Home Star program. My thing is, how this is my second home? I don't even have a first home. I don't own a first home. I never bought a home. Right? Help me, please. But that's what's going on. I just sent the email and explaining them to document everything, what happened, why it happened, when it changed, what went wrong. I'm waiting right now. So if you think something is wrong, drop in the comments below or share how your first time buying a home in America went. Because I'm thinking this is normal, but I have no idea. So please help me understand what's going on here and what should I do. All I want to do is make my mama and my daddy proud. And I can't even buy my own home. I gave y'all everything that y'all asked for. I done worked hard. I done saved all my money. Just for y'all to see and tell me. I ain't never felt no pain like this. I did not know people actually get treated like this in America. We're supposed to be celebrating 250 years of freedom. I can't even say it. it ain't real. I done did everything right. I done went to school, took out loans, paid taxes. Oh my God, man. All I wanted to do was make my mom, my daddy proud. The bank wouldn't even let me do it. I put money in the bank for over 6 years. I took money out, saved everything, every time. Y'all done had my money forever, and now I want to use it, and now y'all saying that I can't. I need to put 20% down. I ain't never bought a house ever in my life. I've been staying at home with my parents. Now I want to start my own, and y'all gonna make it hard for me. This is supposed to be an American dream. It's a dream. Like y'all got the power, bro. And the house ain't even a lot. It's just $70,000. Oh my God. Now, whole neighborhood, all simply because they got the power to say yeah, they. I was just having a good day. Now, I've been doing for the past 8 years. I've been planning on this moment. Yeah. Oh man, this can't be real. There's no way.